Let's talk about tracking next, because tracking is a big piece of this. If you're not tracking things, then you're probably with a lot of money. So the biggest thing here is conversion tracking. We use a tool called Google Tag Manager for all of our clients. This system basically tracks every person who clicks on an ad. They track that person all the way through to, did that person pick up the phone, or did that person fill out a form? Did that person take a next step? If yes, then Google takes note of that and then wants to show your ad to more people like that, right? So that's all done through conversion tracking. It's in the back end of Google Tag Manager if you use that particular system. In this case, it also ties to our lead boomerang system, which is what all of our clients use internally. For every lead that they get, they can see exactly where these leads came from and what source came from as well. All of that is done through this system. Now, I mentioned this a little bit ago, but conversion tracking is very, very important. You value money. Conversion tracking is very important. Just to know, okay, I put $1 in and $2 came out. That's great. I put $1 in and $5 came out. Okay, let's do more of that, right? Or I put $1 in and 50 cents came out. So you need to know what's working, what's not working. And the only way to do that is with the conversion tracking piece in place. Another thing that we do for every one of our clients is call tracking. So every ad gets a special phone number. That phone number only shows up on pay-per-click ads. Doesn't show up on their website, doesn't show up in any other advertising they're doing anywhere. So we know if somebody dialed that number, that was because of a pay-per-click ad that we ran. Definitely use call tracking. Again, this is built into our lead boomerang system as well. And then once you get them into your system, you can start to tag them into like your CRM type system. For instance, lead boomerang, you tag the contacts in there so you know exactly where they came from. Now, when it comes to KPIs, key performance indicators, there's a couple different things that you can track. You can track how much it's cost you to show your ad 1,000 times. Cost per click, or how much it's costing you every time somebody does click on your ad. Cost per action typically is tied to an e-commerce situation. More often, customer actually bought your product, or they did action. Could also be that they signed up for your newsletter or something like that. And then cost per lead is user submits their info to become a lead, or they raise their hand in some particular way. Now, for us, there's a couple different things. Total spend, obviously you want to know that every month. Your cost per click, or how much it costs you every time somebody clicks on your ad. But most importantly is cost per lead. So I put $1 in, $5 came out. So I spent $1 and I made $5 in lead value. That is definitely the most important. Again, all of this can show on your dashboard. Now, Google does give you an ad dashboard, but it's always good to see something like Lead Boomerang, which tracks your other lead sources beyond just ads, right? So you can see how your Google ads are performing, how your Facebook ads are performing, how your chat widget is doing, how your SEO is doing, all of these other things, social media, all the other things you're doing on one dashboard is always really nice to know, and definitely, important when it comes to ROI, which if you're a business owner, we're tracking this all the time. Is it positive? For sure. Now, I mentioned earlier, cost per lead is by far the biggest one that we track for our customers. Just so you know, the average window treatment lead, $160 to $210, somewhere in that range, on average, is what it costs to get a lead from any network. So this is a very generic number across all the different ways that you can do it. Our mission here with our clients is to drive down their cost per lead. So they might be spending $1,000 if they're new and they're getting leads at $150 a month. $150 each. That means they're going to get about 7 leads, right? So if we can drive down the cost per lead, or how much it costs for them to acquire that lead, by writing better ads, creating better landing pages, testing different things. If we could drive that down to $100, now they're still spending the same amount, but they're getting 10 leads instead of 7 for that number, right? So overall, we want to drive cost per lead down, because if you can get leads cheaper, probably going to be happier, right? So this is the formula. It's pretty easy. How much did you spend? How many leads did you get?